Why? No, this is fine. Don't know. Do. Oh yeah, I need theme music for this show, don't I?
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Dun 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 dun. There we go.
I was waiting for that.
Hello and welcome to Getting Projects Done. This is episode 39. It's been a while since I've done a Getting Projects Done, so I figured, well, since I'm in the mood, it's a Friday and it's pretty chill, and and I do have a lot of things to get to. So I'm going to work on my Sigvald model. There's a lot of details, a lot of little things that I got to get taken care of on him before I can actually finish the model itself. As you may or may not be able to see, but I have finished the base. He is pretty much done as far as the main sub-assemblies he's been left in. But we will definitely, it's just a quick look around. That's the base. Of course, we got his head. I think I've shown these things before, but anywho, I'm going to work on the body for the most part, as there is a lot of things to finish up on this thing, namely being like the flesh and the robe. And I think there's little gemstones and stuff I want to finish up on this guy as well. There's all sorts of stuff. Either way, I'm just going to get to finishing off this model. However long that takes me. Now, mind you, I'm not streaming until I'm done them. Although there may be multiple episodes of this, as I do want to finish it off. Because why not, right? And I was testing out, because I can detach him here, because he's all done in sub-assembly, so I can kind of have a look at how he's going to look once I have him placed. Now, mind you, the video for how I do his cloak and everything like that has already been done. Patrons already get access to this. This will need to get finished. And yeah, so it'll go right there on him. And yeah, it's a fair amount of work, but I'm pretty happy with where he's at. I'm joined tonight by Lewis, and I've left the channel open for patrons to come and join and have a conversation. So this is that kind of evening, really. I can already see Ebb and Flow joining us. I can see Reziel. I was about to say this is a rare occurrence these days. Yes it is. Oh, the live stream, like doing this as a live thing. Yeah, well, oh, there we go. Raziel's joining us now. So yeah, I figured it was time to do some of the stuff. I had talked about this in previous episodes of Way the Brush and patron updates and stuff like that I wanted to do more with the patrons, and so this is part of that. Anywho, where am I going? I am going to you know what? I'm going to finish off the red, because I was working on the red, and with that red, what was I using? Oh, I was using Evil Sun Scarlet and some Wild Rider. So the red areas of this guy, I'm only bringing up just a little ways. It's not too heavy. So I'm going to get started with some Evil Sun Scarlet. Slap this onto my handy dandy paint mixer. Oh yeah. It's set to tooth chipper, just in case anybody's wondering. Usually about, few seconds. Usually does her. How's Raziel tonight?
I'm hanging in there. You hear me okay?
I hear you just fine. I hear you loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. All right.
I'm trying to figure out this overlay stuff.
This overlay.
Yeah, so I guess Discord allows the video overlay with the audio while you're streaming it?
Yes. Yeah, so like as you guys are talking, you guys should be able to hear your voices, so you might need to turn her down a bit. Grab some right. A little bit here. We'll use a bit of Lamian medium. Some Lamian. Just a drop. So the whole point of this whole live stream, for anybody who's not familiar with this, the point of this live stream, is really just for me to get stuff done. You know, work on projects that I've got on my desk, clearing the work pile, as it were. And, you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, you know, you can ask questions. Feel free. I welcome any and all questions. But, main point of this is to get my shit done. So, you know, don't distract me with too much shit. Trying to break my concentration.
Dream of it.
Yeah. Lies. They're all lies.
And that's some good looking shit you got there. I'm painting, well, building Tau, so not as much fun as what you're doing.
Tau are pretty fun. As much fun as doing taxes.
Well, and these are the old crisis suits, and they're all broken, and I'm rebuilding them in bits.
Oh, geez, really?
Yikes. But I found that, you know, like those ankle balls on all of them, where the feet plug in, they'll all be broken just about if you ever get an old army of these. But you can replace them with, like, the right size beads and some metal post.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just find something close enough, like jewelry, like Hobby Lobby type jewelry stuff.
Right.
Put them back in.
There you go. Look at that. We're only a few minutes into the show and already we're learning. We're already learning here, people. For God's sake. Is there no limits to the amount of learning we can do? Just trying to make sure I'm still in frames here.
Yeah, I really like that armor and sword look you've been doing on that. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's straightforward. I thought of other things that I was gonna go for, and you know, kind of do something goofy with, or like I was. The first thing I was thinking was doing the chrome, but I had shown that with the Necrons, and so I kind of didn't really feel like, you know, treading the same water again. So, but I could have just as easily had done this guy in chrome, and that would have been fun. Because I had considered.
I really like the bronze-ish sort of look to it rather than just pure gold.
Yeah, well, like on camera here, he looks like an aged gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's kind of what I was going for. And then when I kind of decided on my colors that I was going to use with this gold and deep red, it kind of felt a bit vampire. And then so I decided, screw it, I'm going to lean into it, and I'm going to do his skin kind of like a bit paler, a little bit more purple in it, and
oh yeah.
Oh yes.
On certain of those angles, it even looks a little Roman.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe, right? It's got this whole Roman vibe. Of course.
So if you still got the assless rear end, I mean, he could be Caligula, right? It's a Caligula thing.
Yeah, I mean, we could have shaved that butt covering off and just done bare butt cheeks. We could have went that route.
You could give him a tattoo back there. That'd be pretty nice.
Ooh, give him a little tramp stamp.
Yeah.
That'd be very fitting for him.
I'm trying not to laugh right now as I freehand this high voltage symbol.
Oh, there's freehanding going on.
But actually, high voltage would work on him. So apparently, I was listening to a podcast that shall not be named, but they were talking about this model, and apparently he is the Geld Prince, and they were trying to speculate, were they meaning that he has no balls, or was it some German version of the word Geld?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Is he?
Because the speculation was, why would they give a Slaaneshi model less desire to?
Yeah, exactly right. It doesn't seem very Slaanesh to kind of neuter somebody, you know.
This grinder?
What? Oh, the Gim. Hey, man, what's happening?
I'm looking for a sexy man. Bearded.
Bearded?
Oh, wait. I got a mirror here. I already found him. How about those bucks?
Yeah, those fucking Tim Brady pulled it off, man.
Fucking old man Brady. And then we got old Ben, old Big Ben. I'll work for free. I think I got another Super Bowl in me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Come on, guys. I don't have no other place to go. Anyway, it was a good year for me.
As opposed to this whole global pandemic for everybody?
Yeah, whatever.
No, it was a good year for me. Meanwhile, fucking hundreds of thousands of people are dying, but no, it was a good year. It was a good year for Gim.
Won the fucking Super Bowl. In 20 years, what are people going to remember? You know? They're going to be like, yeah, Tom Brady won the Super Bowl in 2020.
Yeah.
Good year. So what about that pandemic? What? Fuck. What pandemic?
I actually caught it, but we got over it. It was not fun for about a week.
Oh yeah, you had it?
I guess, but I'm
yeah.
I take it serious.
No, he doesn't.
I do. First of all, I have asthma, I have chronic bronchitis, and I'm a fat guy. You know, and I'm old. All those are bad. I catch it, and the next stop might be 6 feet down.
Chronic something anyway.
What?
Yeah, my family got it. My 60-year-old parents had it, and but it was like being sick, you know. And but everybody got over it.
Yeah, they pulled through. Okay,
that's good to hear, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
My stepmom's mom, I guess she'd be my grandmother, got it. She died.
Oh, really? Damn.
But she was like 80 something.
So what are you saying? She had a good run?
She had a good run. Hell, I wish I could make it to 80. I'm hoping I make it to 80. If I make it to 80, after that,
They did update the statistical lifespan of men in the U.S. down to like 75. So.
Yeah, I know. You know, my wife's family, her grandma's 103 now.
Jeez.
Yeah. So my wife is going to outlive me. So I make her life hell now.
May as well.
I tell her, I said, you better enjoy me now because you're going to be spending the last 40 years of your life single. You're an old maid, then no one will want you.
Nice.
That doesn't sound very nice, does it? Eh?
No, it doesn't.
Sounds better in my head.
I'm sure it did. Yeah,
no, I love my wife. She's the best.
Yeah. Be on the record for that, right?
Yeah.
Just get out ahead of that one.
Yeah.
Nip that one in the bud.
Best. You're my witnesses.
Yeah.
She's only tried to kill me a couple times. Anyway. So what are you guys doing?
I'm painting, fool.
Painting?
Yeah.
What is that?
I know.
You know, the other day I picked up a paintbrush, and then I used it to clean up my ear. I need to paint. I got a fucking plastic model addiction, where I like to buy them, put them on my shelf, occasionally build them, and then put the built ones on my shelf, and then admire them, and that's about where I end. I need a. Have
you gotten any more work on that Manta done?
Oh fuck yeah, Manta! Why do you? This is because Tampa won the Super Bowl. You just want to fucking rub open the open wound, put some alcohol in there. I got the parts. They sent me the parts that were broken. All like each one was wrapped about 10 times in bubble wrap. And I'm like, that's how you should have sent it in the first place. But now I have my bench I built to work on it, but I got to finish up some projects first, house projects. Like I just got the floor redone, and I'm right now reorganizing my den, and then I want to put a nice table in there and work on it, because this is not a project you can do in one sitting.
Right.
I got to leave it set up. Like some of the pieces are like 10 pounds. It's fucking heavy.
Oh yeah. Those real life projects too, man. Like I'll paint models nonstop all day. I mean, most of the time. But don't ask me to paint a room, like a house, like a wall. I don't want.
No, this isn't a room. We're talking about the Tau Manta. The Tau Manta.
No, I get it. I know. I understand.
Oh, okay.
I understand what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking
I'm actually
about
working on
house
some
projects
tower right now. No, I'm just
The
saying,
house
like you were
projects,
talking about real life chore type projects you're doing
Yeah.
to like get ready, right?
Yeah, honey
But,
to do list.
Dude, that's pretty cool. So did you see? I don't know if you guys saw this, but the guy Squidmar has a pretty cool channel. He just bought one of those all metal. There's only a few of these things. Those all metal Thunderhawks from like 1997.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen them. They're fucking horrible. I mean, it's rare. It's super rare to get one, but they're fucking horrible.
I guess he got it out of somewhere near the Netherlands or somewhere.
Literally. You need fucking screws and pins and fucking heaviest duty epoxy you can get, and then never transport. They're horrible. Like, and never hope you drop it. Never drop it.
It looks like the one that he bought was just like whoever had it, just had it just to have it. Like they never touched it or messed with it or tried to put it together. So.
It was expensive too when it came out. I think it was like $600 when it came out. And that's going back. Yeah. That was going back. What was that? 1990.
Something like that. Yeah.
Fucking long ago. Came in a wooden box, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it had its own custom box.
If you go check out the video, you can see it. It's like because his is basically like.
Well, they had one time they had it in the White Dwarf. They did a whole article on it. Rare models you'll never have, So. But no, that Manta is definitely on a long waiting list of things to do. Kind of waiting too for the new Tau codex to come out. I stopped playing my Tau for a while. They're just too cheesy. Starting to feel like Eldar. Fucking Eldar. Play Necrons now. They're fucking cheesy too.
So you can't help but pick the cheesy art. Why don't you just play Orcs?
I have Orcs. I was playing Orcs. Fucking and I had those fucking what are those called? Death rollers on the one battle wagon there, the Homebreaker. And I was running down Marines because it hits on 2 pluses. Wow, this is fun. This is fun, but this is super cheesy. And the guy's like, what do you mean you hit on 2 pluses? I'm like, yeah, I hit on 2 pluses. And oh, by the way, I went like 20 inches this turn. Fucking cheesy. That's my problem now. I find the cheesy is fucking shit, and then I play it, and then I'm like, I hate myself. It's like, yeah,
I was just talking about.
Well, why do you got to play like such a power gamer?
Well, you know what happened was when I first got into 40K, I met this guy named Chris,
Whoa.
And I was all really super fluffy and like, hey, these are my Marines. I love them. Look, I painted them. They wear the skin of their victims on them. Blah blah blah. Look, I glued a piece of rabbit fur to this guy so he can have a furry cape. Yeah. Hi, I'm Chris. I have nothing but star cannons. Oh,
Okay.
Dead. And I went home and
okay.
shower, cried myself to sleep. You know, applied the Vaseline to my poor asshole and turned my whole life around. It became, how can I kill Eldar? That's so. I remember that day, Chris. Like it was fucking yesterday, sitting in your house. I was so upset I couldn't even take a nap on your floor. That's an ongoing joke. Usually when I go over to Chris's, sorry, my radio's going off. I'd go over to Chris's. I'd usually do something and then take a nap on his floor, fall asleep with his dog. So, anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end it here. You guys used up your allotted time with me. That's all you get. Sorry.
I don't pay you, no. I don't pay you.
Yeah, I don't have. None of you are my patrons. So, yeah, this is all you guys get. It's just a preview. You want
I barely
more?
pay Chris enough to be in here.
Hey, no. Anyway.
Yeah,
go. Have fun painting. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, get back to work.
All
See
right.
you, man.
How the fuck you hang this shit up? I don't know how to hang this fucking shit up.
Close your phone.
I don't know how to hang it up.
You're still rocking one of those old Nokias, aren't you?
Phone down.
This is like listening to the grandpa try to close his phone out. He's still here. We're gonna end up listening to him on his shift all night long.
Yeah, he's still here.
Yeah, he is. Frickin' guy. Yeah, we used to play a lot way back in the day. Our gaming group up in Northern Ontario used to play quite a bit way back when, early mid-90s.
Y'all are a little bit ahead of me. I was, I think you're not really much older than me. Maybe like 4 years or so. But like,
I'm really old.
Well, I'm over 40.
I was over 40 years ago. I'm over.
About 4 years.
I'm over 40.
That's different.
Yeah. But yeah. So all my gaming group there, it was all tabletop gamers. So I always had my eye out. I could see 40K kind of in the background or Warhammer in general. And I said, "What is this? This is awesome looking. I like tiny things. I like collectibles and tiny things."
Yeah.
And I kept looking, but nobody around me played it. And finally, in about 97, about the time that Thunderhawk I was talking about came out, I went ahead and just bought some Black Legion Terminators. You know, they used to come two in a blister pack.
Yeah.
You get these Terminators, and I just thought that was the most badass thing I'd ever seen, with some Black Legion Terminators with the old metal ones that were about the size of a old Imperial Guardsman nowadays.
Right.
But they had the tusks, and those tusks were just the coolest. And I got into those, and I was like, I didn't know anything. Nobody was around me, so I didn't get to play. And the next thing I knew, I saw some Assault Marines, and I was hooked. Assault Marines were my gateway into truly trying to get in. But then a friend of mine, a few years after, it was near the end of 4th edition, finally got me in. And he was a big Eldar guy. And we ended up playing. And I hated the Eldar. They were hard to beat. You couldn't beat them.
Eldar been getting nerfed ever since. All because
they were good through 7th.
And all because fucking people whine and complain. I can't beat Eldar.
Well, so I had this deal where when I really got to where I was playing, I would go play in leagues. And Grey Knights, I started with Dark Angels. It was my very first army. That was my jam. And but I was running into Space Wolves players, and Blood Angels players, and Eldar players, and the icing on the cake was Grey Knights were brand new.
Right.
And I couldn't stop them. They were so
Nobody could. Nobody could.
Mad. You know,
Grey Knights are so
Codiaz and
stupid.
Jokero spam.
Yeah. You want to talk some cheese? Yeah, that Grey Knights are fucking broke. Well, they were broke.
But also, there was a lot of Blood Angels players, and Mephiston back then, he was basically a monstrous creature on a 25mm base.
Yeah.
And he had Eternal Warrior, so you couldn't kill him.
Yeah, with like a single shot. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what that Corsaro model I sent you. I bought that to specifically to fight Mephiston, and that bike captain that I sent you a picture of, that bike I was building that was his Moondra cannon that I was building. I just kept it and repurposed it. But I abandoned the White Scar idea because, they had weapons that had instant death. Back then you had instant death. I could stop the Eternal Warrior. And I thought, I'll do this White Scars. Corsaro, his sword has instant death. For some reason I decided to abandon that and just start Tyranids because the Swarm Lord also had instant death. But I'm happy I did that, because Tyranids are awesome. And it's a cool Xeno army. It's not another Space Marine army.
Yeah, I'm pretty fatigued on Space Marines. Fatigued. I mean, I like Space Marines.
The Primaris line is good to paint.
Sure, I mean, like I don't fault anybody for playing Space Marines or getting excited about Space Marines, because they are the poster child of Warhammer 40,000, and I mean, like, there's all sorts of reasons to hate on Space Marines, but I mean, I try not to, because it doesn't really make much difference really, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just,
I see it both ways. I get it.
Yeah, like like other armies need some attention as well, like there's armies out there with models that are 30 years old still as part of the main line, like
Orcs.
Well, but I mean, like, what things are for orcs are still 30 years old?
I thought there was still some pretty old orc models of it.
Well, there's even, what's weird is there's even like highly prominent Space Marine models that they're just like, yeah, we don't need to update Dante. It's like, why? It's one model, just fix him,
I imagine
but
they will.
they need the 30th Primaris kit,
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like, with Warhammer 40,000 is that, the Space Marines are just so damn common, and it's like it's kind of boring in that sense that when you have a product line, that you have good guys versus bad guys, you need some bad guys, especially if your game is about conflict, and what I mean, like these armies fighting each other, like you don't have just He-Man, you have He-Man and Skeletor.
Oh, Skeletor is better than He-Man.
Sure, I mean, you can have that debate, but
He-Man, you boob.
Skeletor. Anyway,
look at you, dolts. I love that guy.
But you get my meaning. Like, the hero needs a villain, and
absolutely.
Like, the He-Man line really wouldn't be that interesting if it was only just He-Man stuff. Like, it was only just good guys. The good guys need some bad guys to make things interesting.
Yeah. He-Man was one of those things too, because like I was huge into that. It was when it was like a big thing. I was just the right age for it to really imprint on me as a kid. I was a little bit too young, but to be like right in the target market. But I still got some toys and stuff like that. And I didn't know that the show was incredibly homoerotic. But
Yeah, but when you're 6 years old, I mean, you're not concerned with that kind of stuff, and
yeah, I don't even think that was intentional. I mean,
no,
it was just funny.
like it's
And
kind of like
man,
back.
I love that YouTube video.
Well, it's kind of like back,
and he's like dancing.
but it's kind of like back in the day, you know, with like a lot of music, right? Like Judas Priest. Judas Priest, that's manly stuff, right? I mean, meanwhile, that is just some, you know, S&M type wear, and you know what I mean? And
he might be the guild.
Yeah,
It's possible.
it's possible. Although I don't know if Halford would really want to. I don't know, but he might.
No, probably not.
He's getting a little old for that.
No, just a joke. But now, okay, so here was a similar one that I've thought of. So, were you ever into the classic Speed Racer cartoon?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but when you were a kid, did you notice how bad the dub was?
No.
Or did it kind of just you didn't notice it?
No, didn't even notice. Didn't even care.
Yeah. Yeah, me either. And nowadays, I see like younger generation people go back because they never grew up with it. But sometimes they'll watch it, they'll review it, like these anime reviewer people. And I like some of these people. They know what they're talking about, but that they're a younger generation. They go back and they look at Speed Racer and they're like, "What is this?"
Yeah, what is this madness? Yeah. My son, you know, he's a young fella, and I showed him Clash of the Titans before the remake had come out.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
And we had watched the remake, and he was like, "No, the original was way better than the remake," which I completely agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was like, "Well, what about even like the dated effects and stuff like that?" And he's like, "Oh, those were still way more interesting than all the CG shit we see now." You know,
It's literally Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, exactly, right. I mean, it's all that, it's that classic style. I mean, like, sure, the technology's better, but like, you know, it doesn't trump style in that regards.
No, yeah, it had a definite artistic style that's cool. I mean, this is a thing. Like, I have this issue. This is one of the things where my wife and I differ. Is
One?
like, I'll allow myself. This is like a thing related to like entertainment movies and stuff like this, right? It's like and she's Russian, so sometimes I have to like introduce her to some of the cultural stuff from, you know, this side of the Atlantic, right? And the deal where it's like I'm watching something and I can suspend my disbelief and kind of get into something and enjoy it, but she'll look at a movie and just be like talking to me through the whole thing and being like, "That's not believable."
Yeah.
You know? And like she would see an effect like that and kind of not appreciate it just because it's too goofy looking, you know?
No, bullet would totally go through windshield.
It's not that bad, thankfully.
Thermicus. Well, this is a pleasant surprise. Evening, Chris and chat. Evening. Alex Legault. I only ever seem to catch this while at work. Well, it's not too... It's been a while since I've done a Getting Projects Done video.
It looks like you got a really nice transition on that tabard between the legs there.
Yeah,
that
it was
blue.
Yeah, it's done with an airbrush.
Okay, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, if you watch the video on how I did the cloaks, it's the same thing. But I did it mostly by hand on the inside, but on the outside I quickly just created this transition with an airbrush.
Were you using your you weren't using the Patriot, you were using the other one, right?
Yeah, my Chrome, yeah. For usually for small close-in type stuff, yeah, I switched to my Chrome.
I've got the Extreme Patriot and the Sotar, but I never pick up the Sotar. I could, I guess.
Yeah, I have the Sotar as well. I have the Patriot Extreme. And yeah, I hardly ever use them. What else do I have? I have another 105. And no, apparently I have I have three Patriot 105s. And one Extreme and one Sotar and the Renegade Chrome.
I just got the 3. I started with the regular Patriot 105, which is the one that I use 90% of the time. And then sometimes I use the Extreme Patriot.
I have yet to really utilize my Extreme. Just because I'm just so comfortable with my current 105 that, you know, I just really haven't felt it necessary to bust out the Extreme Patriot.
Didn't you change it to the rocker trigger though too?
Yeah, I went with high roller triggers on all my airbrushes.
Yeah, the high roller.
Yeah, just because
I didn't change mine over, but I did have an issue with like a bad clog at one point. So I actually gutted some of the parts from the regular Patriot and put them into the Extreme and used the bigger needle in that, and that worked. Because they have the same basic housing size.
Yeah. And I've only ever replaced a needle once. That's it. And that was just on my Patriot 105, and that was probably a few years back. I mean, I probably could switch out my needle on my Patriot just because it is starting to look a little dinged up and everything. Let me see here if I can find them. I mean, like, you know, like if you, as long as you take care of them, you know, they last a long while. And but yeah, if you can, you know what? No, I'll just leave it. You can see there's a slight ding to it. But I mean, it still sprays just fine. But there is that little slight little notch out of it.
It looks just slightly. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I changed.
That may just be the light.
No, there is like a slight little ding, and there is a slight curvature to the end of the needle.
That's the curve. That's the curve I was talking about. That might have been the light, but you said it's there.
Yeah, it is there. You can let me see here. I can get a clear shot there. See how the light is glinting about a third of the way down? There's like a little notch there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see. You can see right there. It looks like a hook.
Interesting. What may be an interesting story or horror story, depending, is how I deal with the needle on mine. So, I'm not that careful with it when I clean the tip, and not as careful as some people would claim you need to be. I've seen people complain like I bent it with a paper towel when I was cleaning it. I'm like, okay, maybe. But I actually dropped the airbrush last week, and the needle was still fully rested. It was out to the tip like that, and it bent 90 degrees.
Ooch.
But I straightened it back out, and I started using it again, and it's worked exactly the same as before that. So that I did. If you've ever seen those jeweler's pliers that are perfectly round.
Yep.
I just kept working it through a small handheld pair of those and rolling it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And I actually finished it off, and this is something I do relatively often if I have to, but I finished it off with like 2,000 grit sandpaper. Jesus. And it sounds like just complete torture to an airbrush, but actually the needle doesn't mind that super fine sandpaper.
No. There is a needle sharpening kit out there for airbrushes. I can't remember who does it, but there is one out there, I know, because I used to see the Facebook ads all the time. But it's like a little jig that'll take, you know, any sized needle, and you just, you know, it's like a pencil sharpener, and it just sharpens the tip up again.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I've just done it with the paper. I keep like a bunch of grades of sandpaper around for modeling, up to 3,000, and I actually end up using it on the needle as much as I do on the models. At least on the Patriot. It's a bigger gauge. It's not as fine.
Yeah.
And then I see all those Iwata guys, and I'm like, you hipsters.
They're like airbrushes are all pretty much the same. It's really, you know, it's kind of like paintbrushes in that same regards. I mean, yeah, there's, you know, pricier, premium priced paintbrushes.
Yeah.
But a paintbrush is pretty much the same wherever you get it. Like, it's all the same technology. It's all, you know. There's, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. I kind of feel like if I was gonna spend more money on buying an Iwata, I would just go to the next level and get a harder and Steenbeck instead.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like,
yeah,
they're all still made the same way. They're all still made with the same techniques. You know, it's a machined brass, plated in nickel or chrome, whatever. You know, and they all work.
Steenbeck, and I've yet to use it productively. I've managed to
Yeah, it's not the tools, right? It's, you know.
Well, so I live in the southeast U.S., right, and I don't own any guns, but I know a lot of gun guys, and they're all arguing over brands of guns, and there are differences.
Sure.
But I figure it's not that much different than you know, like an airbrush or whatever, and the same was true with like musical instruments. I used to do like instruments and stuff like that, and it would be like, you know, which brand is better, but.
Back in Russia, I know people who argue over cars.
Yeah.
Cars is the same, yeah.
Yeah, you get that here.
My dad used to drive a Subaru, but then, like, you know, he drove it for 10 years, started falling apart. So he bought a Toyota, I guess. I don't know, but apparently people who drove Subarus considered him a traitor after he did that.
Jeez.
A lot of people are like that. But, you know, I would just have a Neva and be done with it.
Yeah, well, and I think that's kind of what it falls down to is, it's a brand loyalty thing, right? It's kind of like what Killer Whale's talking about there, where, you know, the father is driving a different vehicle, right? Because everybody recognizes the brand, and the brand, you know, becomes part of the local culture or the culture at large. And, you know, I don't agree with it, especially because it's mainly a commercial concern. Airbrushes, cars, shoes, whatever, right? And I usually don't fall in for that kind of silliness, just because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You know, this brand over that brand. I mean, they're all pretty much the same. It
depends. I mean, there's some differences. Like, there's a lot of things that is different on my Samsung phone than my wife's Apple phone, or, you know, like, there's problems that my Ford has that my buddy Chevy doesn't. So, yeah. And it's not just mine, it's like, you know, commonly reported things that are similar across that manufacturing line or something like that.
Right.
So I pay attention to some of that stuff, but yeah, I agree with you that, like, often it's just tribal.
I mean, sometimes some stuff is garbage.
There is some more inferior, like, stuff. It's just like nowadays when I'm on Amazon buying things, I've tried to be a little bit pickier because I've bought plenty of things that came from China that were just not equal quality to other things that came from China.
Yeah, and see, like, that to me doesn't make a lot of sense, right? When people, like, because I know I used to get into this discussion a lot with, you know, friends way back in the day, you know, who would go to, like, Sears when Sears was still a thing. And, you know, well, I don't want to go to Walmart because they're selling an inferior product, but it's the same Samsung TV, same model, same, you know what I mean? But they're offering it $100 less. And it's like, well, it doesn't mean it's an inferior product. It just means that the current business model that, you know, those two businesses employ are completely different. And, you know, one will dominate the other eventually. And it's not about the brand. It's just, you know, it's marketing. It's just marketing. And that's all these brand loyalties are all
By
about.
the way, Chris, thank you so much for back when, I don't remember when, you told me that you like highlighting black with Incubi Darkness, and I've taken to it, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun. I like that. Apparently, now I have not tested it out myself, but because I thought they were the same, but apparently Corvus Black is like Incubi Darkness added to Abaddon Black. It's an off black. Apparently. According to Kim Keoma. Because I thought Corvus Black was the rebranded black. But apparently Abaddon Black's still in the line, and Corvus Black is actually a lighter black. It's like if there was a bit of Incubi Darkness inside the black, which is often my starting point for black. I'll take Incubi Darkness and add it to the black, and just to, have some fun.
I could never see any difference between black and black with Incubi Darkness makes sense.
Oh no, you don't see those distinctions or distinctions? Distinguishes.
I don't know. I've ruminated so hard on the color scheme for my guys, repainted them over and over, and in the end, I came back to my first one.
Well, you got to be careful of that overthinking, right?
Yeah, I figured that you've actually seen it because I've shown it to you, and I'm hoping to show you one tomorrow. It's just that I fine-tuned it a little bit with fewer colors overall.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Quick question for everybody. Gold body, red accents, red and white accents, a slight cast of blue. What color is his gemstones? Like on his chest and other details. I'm going to do all the gemstones the same color. But what color are those gemstones? Are they blue? Are they turquoise? Purple? Magenta? Red?
Maybe Screamer Pink? I love Screamer Pink on Slaanesh.
Well, the overall vibe of this guy is not really that Slaanesh.
I think an amber would be pretty cool. Like
An amber? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it would get lost in the gold? Maybe if I went for a really orangey amber?
Yeah, if it was like a really bright, kind of almost yellowy orange, I think that would be pretty cool.
Oh, sorry, I missed some comments here. Oops, shit. Missed some comments here. Boopenheimer. Boopenheimer? It's a fun name. Corvus Black is a different rendition of the Forge World Black. And the Forge World Black was not like the Chaos Black or Abaddon Black. Interesting. George hints, rubies. Rubies. Paint them like rubies, so red. That's what he's voting. Alex says fuchsia, purple. Okay.
I like that turquoise idea.
Turquoise?
Yeah.
I vote for turquoise. If you can't do pink, turquoise is the second best. I love it.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah,
Lewis and Killer said turquoise. I'm going to do him turquoise. I was thinking turquoise. I was thinking of a blue. But I figured I might as well just, open up the floor. All right. We got to start with a turquoise. Well, there's two ways we can go about it. An easy way or a not so easy way.
What's the not so easy way?
Layering in the highlights. Like, do some slight glazes and just, take my time with each gemstone. It'll give me more depth. But there are quite a few. No, I'll do it the normal way. I was gonna punk out and do like contrast, but
Tried doing
Did you ever
wet
do
blending
that,
on my dude's code today. Didn't like it. Resorted to just the regular layering with colors blended on a wet palette. It looked so much better.
yeah, we're
So
gonna.
maybe the easy way is better sometimes.
Sometimes. I mean, easy is not really the right way to say it, as because it implies that it's no work, right? If it's easy. I like to think of it as more as efficient. Efficiency, right? It's faster, it's more direct, and it gets the result. That's efficient, right? So I'm gonna do it.
What are you drinking while you're doing this, Chris? That's what I want to know.
What am I? What?
What are you drinking while you're doing this? That's what I want to know.
I don't have anything actually. I have no beverage in front of me. I was gonna make myself a tea.
Things are not right with the world.
No, I know, but see, the thing is, though, is before I started the stream, I had my brownie, so probably
Earlier today was my christening. Actually, I finally mistook my paint water for tea.
Nice. Put hair in your chest. Are you inspecting?
No, but like I've had hair in my chest for the past 5 years.
If it makes you feel any better, I really don't have any hair on my chest.
It's both good and bad.
Yeah, just a bit of water. Just a bit of water on the brush, just to thin the color out. So I'm starting off with
Did you ever do the... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm starting off with Stegadon Scale Green for the gemstones. I'm going to do turquoise, but my base is going to be this, and then we will go from there.
That color.
Yeah. It's often what I will use.
I like that one.
It's often what I'll use for Incubi Darkness, coming up from Incubi
I was about to
Darkness.
say, how close is it to Incubi? Isn't it pretty close?
It's a little lighter, but it's actually a good kind of transitional color for Incubi.
So, like y'all were talking about highlighting black with Incubi, I started doing it with Dark Reaper.
Yeah, Dark Reaper is along the same vein. Dark Reaper.
Yeah, it's more. It's less of that green, a little bit more of that blue gray.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask you if you ever tried that method that GW promoted before they had contrast, when they were using their glazes, and they would do metallic and then put a glaze paint over top of it.
I used to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you, like for the gemstones, doing the metallic and then put the clear, the technical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm a big fan of it. It's a fast way. In fact, a lot of my Eldar have that technique because it's just a fast, easy way, and it looks good.
I don't think I ever ended up trying it, but I still have a lot of those glazes.
Yeah, the Spirit Host and something.
I tried painting my dude's armor with Vallejo liquid silver and then putting glaze on top of that, but it looked so much like gemstone that I had to scrap it. It looked absolutely like an emerald.
And you didn't want that.
I did a similar type with Vallejo liquid metal, and then Tamiya clear for Alpha Legion. That was pretty fun.
Yeah,
Doing
that
blue
work.
and green mixes with the airbrush. That was pretty interesting.
That'd work really good. I can see that.
Tamiya clear is interesting.
Gentlemen, can I ask you for advice? How do you paint parchment?
With a brush. Probably not the answer he's looking for, but
I started using Raycarth Flesh.
yeah, that's what pretty much I was going to recommend is Rickarth Flesh, and then just simply adding Screaming Skull or Ushapti Bone, going up that way. Freaking Doog hair floating around.
But you know what's fun is I found I had some Deneb Stone from like the older paint line.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like that even better, but of course it's rare. You can't find it.
Yeah, Deneb Stone though, yeah, it's kind of an Incubi or Shopti Bone. I mean, it's kind of that along that line.
Yeah.
It's that off-white. Where the hell these dog hairs keep floating in here?
That was one of their old foundation paints, you know.
Yeah, Deneb Stone, yeah. It was what, Mechrite Red, Deneb Stone.
Oh yeah. You don't? Do you still have any of that stuff around?
No, I got rid of that
I'll
one.
for some of that, I think.
What was the name of
It's-
that actually? I'm sorry. What stone?
Well, that one's Deneb Stone. So I think it's
You
like.
know, I know a shop where you can get them.
DHDNEB.
It's the most dilapidated game store I've ever seen. They still have metal orcs.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
What's really fun for me is like going through my paint collection and determining which of the old GW paints survived in the bottles and which of them turned into like some sort of fungal life form or necrotic stuff, you know, whatever it is.
Nurgle's gift.
Yeah, because some of them last and some of them don't.
Yeah.
I still have all of the Citadel found. There was an old Citadel Foundation set you could get in maybe 2012, 13. I've basically still got all of them, and they're all still perfectly fine.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, the paints will always last as long as you keep them sealed and, you know, don't leave them out in the garage through hard winter kind of thing.
Yeah.
I still have Camary Brown and Deneb Stone and
Fenris
Concept
Grey.
Ochre. Yeah, there's a few of them.
The one I really liked is Necron Abyss. I've still got that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's
Yeah.
the one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. I used the crap out of that for a while. That was actually, back in the day, that was my Angel Wing base. Like, you'd start from that deep blue and try to, like, layer up to sort of white, like, and then you didn't have to, like, recess shade that. Like, if you wanted that blue recess in there, that was, like, your deepest recess color.
Right.
Yeah. It glazes really nicely, actually, the Necron Abyss. I also still have what's it called? A Yandin Darksun?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a that kind of
Dark mustardy
yellow,
color.
but it's actually a really good base color for yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, the Everland Sunset's pretty much the same thing. Or similar. Mechrite Red, I had bought a bottle of it, and at the time I was using the old Citadel paintbrush, the airbrush. And yeah, I did like a whole bunch of my jet bikes, thinking that, you know, because I do Samhan, and when I put the Mechrite Red down, it did not look fucking good at all. It wasn't like, it was, I don't know, it was more terracotta. It was more like the old school Blood Angels Red kind of thing, where it was this terracotta color. Was not good.
I used the Mechrite Red for doing the red bricks on my diorama. And
yeah, because it's the color of red brick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was always my purity stick color, too. And that was what I would paint Tech Marines. If that was the red.
I've still got some of the old glaze. Do they still sell the glaze
No.
colours? Or...
No, they got rid of it. So,
Yeah.
So make room for the new Terminators.
Yeah. I've still got Bloodletter, Lamenter's yellow, and Weight Watcher green.
Yep.
glazes.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
just
they
too
only
good.
made, as far as I'm aware, they only made the 4 though. The red,
Yeah.
blue, green, and yellow.
Yeah, it's Drakenhof Nightshade is the other one. Oh wait, no, that's
No,
the
that's
shade.
just a normal shade.
Maybe I don't have
The blue one was. I have the blue one. Let me see.
Gilliman
I think
blue.
it's. Yeah, I think it's just Gilliman blue.
Oh, okay.
And Bloodletter, and yeah. And I actually use Bloodletter for still some glow effect. It's pretty good for that.
Yeah, they pretty much got rid of those glazes once they had the contrast paints.
Yeah.
Because they can pretty much do the same thing. Not exactly the same, but
Mhm.
pretty darn close.
I really like
Yeah.
the Talisar blue contrast. It's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, because it's a pure color, right? It's cyan. It'd be nice if they actually had a really good magenta, and then a nice solid yellow, and then you could have all the primaries in a clear color, and you could pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Have you put a lot of, or maybe not a lot, but at least a little bit of testing into different color shift paints, Chris?
Not just Turbo Dork and Spastics, but those are pretty much apples and oranges. But like I've not played with Green Stuff Worlds or Vallejo. I'm pretty sure Vallejo has a set out.
I have one of the Green Stuff World ones, and I liked it pretty well. Then I got one of the Turbo Dorks, and it was pretty decent. And then I picked up another Turbo Dork one, and I don't like it. And
Which
it's
one?
The blue one. Let me see here. The first one I got was Laserface, and I like it. But then they have Blue Steel, and for some reason the metal flake in Blue Steel just seems super heavy and big and coarse.
There was some of those early colors. I know he reformulated, because some of the early bottles they have like the white labels, and then some of them have the black labels. And when they were initially making that switch to those black labels, they were also playing with the formula, I guess, for their a few of their initial colors that they had released. And I'm pretty sure that Blue Steel, that was one of those initial colors.
This one's got, I think it's a black label though. It looks the same as the other one.
Yeah, it might have been early on. I can't remember when, because I know that we had talked about it one time, about consistency, because I know like some people would voice their concerns to me about consistency. And so I passed it on, of course, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we knew about that one. We in fact, it was he was telling me that was when they were reformulating the recipe, I guess, that they do them with, and because like there's some instances where some of the Turbo Dork colors just are way better when they're applied by airbrush as opposed to paintbrush. They just look better.
That's how I did it. I actually used it on my Sanguinary Guard weapons, like the blades. Thought it would be an interesting way to start a power weapon. But no, it kind of let me down. But I just rolled with it and just was like, forget it.
Oh, speaking of power weapons, I'm doing a squad leader, so I'm trying to magnetize him. So that's why I'm just doing the torso for now, because that's the only part that's in one piece. It's not going to be magnetized. Has anybody ever tried doing power weapons? I know how the Games Workshop advised us to do it with glazes, but has anybody ever just tried painting lightnings on them?
I've tried a few methods, but my problem has always been being patient enough to keep my paint thin, properly thin, and then doing enough layers of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I want to try doing lightning.
I mean, Chris has great tutorials on it, but I also have really enjoyed Darren Latham's tutorial on it.
Oh yeah.
And he does the two main methods, which I think Chris also has done.
For doing which one?
I'll have to look up Chris's tutorial then. Oh, hey, it's the man with the best name on the server.
Oh, Eldari? He's being quiet now.
The different power weapon tutorials, Chris.
What about power weapons?
He was asking about them, like which ones. I was talking about it myself, but I'm pretty sure you had done different tutorials on them.
Yeah, I've done it quite a few times, showing various effects. Man, doing effects on sword blades, I've probably done all the major ways people do them.
You did that sort of molten blade effect too pretty recently, didn't you?
Not recently. I don't think on my channel. I think it was done for Mini Wargaming, but yeah.
Oh, free. Okay.
I'm trying to remember now. I don't remember doing a molten blade effect on my channel. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sure you have at least once.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've done the molten blade once or twice because I've probably shown it doing blending, layering, and glazing it.
You did it in the vault. I remember seeing it in the vault.
Yeah, because I remember doing it one example of a bloodletter's sword.
Yeah, it was. You did one in. You did like a thunder hammer in the vault very early on. In your, quick tip days.
Yeah. Yeah, I've shown it.
I referenced that one a lot.
Didn't you use a technique kind of like that for that sort of purple stone warrior guy that you were doing?
Yeah, for him. Yeah, it was kind of like a molten blade effect. It's just, you just swap the colors out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, I have done that. Yes, there's an app for that.
Yeah. So, Chris, you still working on Sigvald, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, I am.
Nice.
Sigvald Prince.
Yes.
He is pretty much done. It's just a lot of odds and ends.
Yeah, the last 5% kind of thing.
Yeah, because the last thing I ended up filming today was doing his base, and so this was all pretty much done. I'll probably go back and touch it because I gotta still finish this little icon on here, but I'm calling this one pretty much done. And
are you gonna seal it?
Yes. Oh yeah. Once because right now you can kind of see there's a slight shine. If you look in the really darkest points, you'll see it's kind of shiny. That's from the contrast. The medium, it finishes with this kind of a satin. And, whereas in the big broad points there, it was a light dry brush was done. And that just, kind of knocks some of that shininess out. But, yeah, it's got a bit of a shine to it, and I'm not crazy with that. Not on this
example. What are you using to seal it with these days?
Well, usually if I'm going for a straight up seal, I usually use Pledge. And then if I want areas to finish matte, then I will hit them with Lamian. And I'm going to just quickly do like a varnish, or if I'm just going to do just a matte, then I'll just put a couple drops of Lamian in my airbrush and then just do a varnish layer. And that's pretty much it. Otherwise, I'll use Vallejo's matte medium. I like that.
Nice.
People told me to not water down the what's it called, the varnish, but I did it anyway because I like watered down varnish. It's really smooth and it gives a nice layer for later shading with oil paints.
Yeah, if you're using oil paints on top of your paint jobs, you definitely want to seal. I would highly recommend to use gloss varnishing. If you're gonna do oil washes and shit on your models.
Yeah, that's what I'm using right now, oil varnish, and then I'm gonna try doing the matte varnish through an airbrush.
Right. Yeah. Just use a gloss varnish before your oil layers. It just helps with the surface tension and it falls into the recesses better.
I was struggling with a lot of my varnishes lately, but I'm pretty sure it was a temperature and humidity thing.
Well, you're on the West Coast, right?
East.
Oh, I thought you were on the West.
I'm in the Appalachians in Tennessee, and it's like pretty humid area.
Yeah, I lived in Memphis for
right now. It's not like butt cold, but it's it's relatively cold.
Yeah.
And I just recently got a compressor for indoor so that I can finally spray inside climate control.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that was a bit of a game changer for me as well. Getting access to the airbrush and starting to do more airbrushing, and then of course priming, because I was always a rattle can kind of guy. So
I was doing a lot of airbrushing, but I was using a big industrial compressor.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm pretty sure the moisture trap I was using was not good enough to stop a lot of the moisture that was building up in it. And it was staying quite cold, like well below 60 degrees. And so I don't think that was helping the paints any.
Probably not. No. Take him off his little thing here. Yeah, I'm liking the choice of going with turquoise for these stones. You're right, guys. It was a good call.
Turquoise. That was your call. You suggested turquoise.
I know, but I'm okay with giving you guys credit.
Agreed. I thought, hey, that's a good thing. Like, blue would look cool, but it's also super common.
Yeah. No, the turquoise plays better with the gold. So that's kind of why I was leaning that way anyway. Oh, shit. Stone and a sword. Forgot all about that.
I'm just stoked to get that Uriel Ventress next week. That's going to be the stuff.
Oh, you got one?
Well, not yet. They're doing the pre-order tomorrow, and I never buy direct from GW. I always purchase from one of my local stores.
Right.
But Ventress is sweet, and then he's got that awesome fourth company thing going on where he's ultramarine blue, obviously, but then their color is just green. He's got a sweet green cloak.
Oh, right, yeah.
And blue and green are not like the most common color combo.
Well, it's not a really great color combo. Blue-green.
Gentlemen, I've posted a picture of what I'm working on right now in the VIP channel. Could you just take a look and tell me if I should go for a burgundy coat or a white one?
Burgundy. I vote. Let's see here. No fucks given. You found the shifter paints RB. Shifter are best used with another shifter paint.
Where is it?
Burgundy and green, that's an interesting combination. Very unusual.
I would go for it. Why not?
Wait, what was the other choice? White or burgundy. Yeah, I do have a sort of a thing for like the two colors though, where it's like the outside's one color and the inside's another color.
Yeah. Oh, on the cloaks and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more interesting. Usually. Sometimes. Occasionally.
It's more work.
It is more work. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, all the Patreon members, I mean, you guys can see, like, I did that same thing with the, the cloaks for this guy, right? I mean, red on the top, white underneath, right? So, I like it. It makes sense to me. I mean, have an outside layer and inside layer, Green leaf. Do you even paint? Do you even paint, bro? Do you?
The question is, does Adam even terrain?
Yeah, that's the bigger question. Does Adam terrain? Do you even terrain, bro? I don't know if he's still here. He might have made that comment a while ago.
I haven't seen any of his new projects in a long time.
Do you follow him on Facebook?
Probably not. It's probably a thing. Like, I kind of severely limited my Facebook down to nearly nothing.
Yeah, I'm seriously considering getting rid of my Facebook. It's more of a pain. Like, my main excuse is that I use it to, stay in touch with family and such. And I mean, how close am I really to my family?
I actually like it more for the gaming stuff, the gaming and hobby stuff, and it's generally pretty positive for the most part.
Well, the thing is that Facebook is really only popular with our age demographic. So it's only people who are around our age that actually use Facebook a lot. Younger people don't. My kids haven't had Facebook in ages.
Yep. I don't know.
I have a Facebook account, but I never go there because it's just, at least where I live, it's just Nazis.
Yeah, you're in Poland? No, you're in...
Netherlands.
Netherlands, that's right. Netherlands. I knew that. I was listening. On the occasion that I do listen.
Well, it's like I don't mess with anybody local on my Facebook. Everybody that I know on Facebook is gamers that I don't know personally.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, Facebook I've considered many times getting rid of it. It's just, ultimately it's kind of pointless, realistically. And I don't know, I just, people who I used to have respect for, I kind of lost.
Yeah.
Just with all the toxicity of everything around it, and just, ugh.
It's extremely toxic, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't need that kind of shit in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to sit here, eat my brownies, paint my minis, chill the fuck out. But, people post stupid ass shit on there, and it's like, well, fuck,
Yeah, that's what I was able to get rid of, actually. So, like, I found out that I couldn't just delete it. Like, they don't give you that ability. Like, you can't just turn it off. They'll be like, oh, contact us, and then, of course, they won't contact you back, right? So I just deleted all my friends.
Right.
Instead. So I have no feed. Like, I don't follow anybody that posts anything, except for people posting, like, questions about an army, or like, I love this model, or I'm making this, I'm painting this, or whatever, and that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
There is a way to completely delete your Facebook account, but they don't make it easy.
Yeah.
You've got to actually search for delete Facebook account, and it takes you to a separate link, and then you click it through Facebook, and then it gets rid of your account. That's how I did it. Keeps your data for about 30 days, and then that's it gone.
So they try and milk you for another fucking 30 days?
Yeah.
Bastards.
I'm sorry to see you go. Please stay.
Yeah. Fuck them.
We want you to consume our garbage.
Yeah. Adam, how about you throat sing me to sleep? In fact, just bring your throat over here. I'll figure out a use for it.
It's amazing how Facebook and Reddit right now are just like complete opposite. Reddit is full of crazy left people. Facebook is full of crazy right people. And they both like posting about how they should be deleted. Well, that other one.
Well, yeah, I mean, Reddit on your phone, I mean, like, it's just an app, right? So it's no problem deleting it. Whereas Facebook, it's so pervasive in all the information it gathers on you. Did I say something funny?
You're all into that, well, no, you're relatively into that Instagram life, though, aren't you, Chris?
Yeah. No. Again, it's the same reason why I don't really delete my Facebook, because, I mean, it's the business side of things, right?
You were just encouraging us to use that hashtag.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer Instagram. I mean, it's a lot easier to avoid the crap, all the kind of bullshit.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of the spammy, clickbaity type of shit you get on Facebook, on Instagram. I realize that, yes, Instagram is owned by Facebook, but yeah, it's Instagram. It's just because it's just pretty pics on Instagram.
They still send me stuff I don't want to see, but it is less. Yeah, it's much less.
What's the the new equivalent to charred and granite.
I use Instagram to look at animal pictures.
I'm trying to get more active on it. There's a lot of amazing painters. Like I've been, I became more aware of some of like the big competition guys. Like, I'm really into that Kirill Kanaev guy. He's insane.
I'm subscribed to a lady called Nika Zubra from Russia who has a pet, and that pet is a freaking gigantic eagle owl.
It's an eagle.
Eagle owl, so it's like an owl, like, you know.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, I see.
And it's gigantic.
Owls are crazy, man. Remember when I was a kid and I watched Secret of Nim? That owl left an impression, man.
Don't make me laugh. I'm trying to paint.
You remember that movie?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a good damn movie.
It is. It's a classic.
Don Bluth don't need no Disney.
No. All right. Turquoise gemstones. I like them. I'm into it. Now he's got these little things dangling from his hips. These little, and they actually plug into his bum. They're like bum. They're like bum piercings.
What are we discussing right now?
Well, they're bum piercings. I don't know. These things are bum piercings. I mean, like
some things dangling.
Well, I mean, look at the screen. Like it goes from his hip. It's attached to his armor here, right here, and it runs straight into his bum cheek.
Would they support his weight, do you think, if he was to hang from them?
No. I don't know. Maybe. It is Slaanesh.
I find it really fascinating how Sigvald's armor is like his, I don't know what's it called, thigh guards are just in front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's very hoplite of him.
All right. Well, these things are going to stay fucking gold for now, I guess. Or will they?
I thought, what if somebody stabs him in the butt, and then I'd realize that he'd probably just enjoy it.
Would you add like a slight coloration of the flesh where the piercing is?
Like it's irritated? I'm not going that far. And honestly, I don't think you really see it much once you put the cape in place.
Yeah, the cape.
In
well,
fact,
here's a question. So, are you using super glue for your parts, for your sub-assemblies?
The cape is keyed. You can see the little butt piercing things. So it does sit over top of them. So maybe they're just supposed to look like they're attached to something back there, but then it's it's covered up, right? As soon as you put that in place. I don't know. What was the question?
Are you using super glue for your to assemble your sub-assemblies?
Am I going to use super glue?
Yeah.
Not likely.
You're going to use cement?
Yes. I'm probably going to film the assembly phase of this, like the final assembly.
That would be cool. So I still have issues not damaging paint with my cement.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, well, what kind of problems do you get into?
It just seems like I'm not able to either I can't put enough glue down to get a solid connection, or I put so much down that it's seeping out the sides and becoming visible where I painted, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it floods. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there he is with his head.
And I have Tamiya thin.
Yeah, I only prefer thin. And I'm just trying to think. Yeah, sometimes I end up laying a little too much down. If I know it's going to go along a seam line, then I usually try and lay a little extra down, just so that you can squish them and clear it. But in the sub-assembly phase, clearing off the points. Yeah, it's just a matter of just laying just that little amount down. It's tiny amounts. You don't need much. Oftentimes, if I can, I will score the areas, the contact points, so that I get a little bit more surface, and also the glue penetrates a little further, so that when you apply a bit more pressure, they make better contact, right?
Here's the thing. I really thought, I was hoping that you were going to go all Skeletor on me and say, "You boom!" and give me the secret recipe. That's how it really works.
For the contact points? Yeah, no, it's...
And all you're saying is, it's just a thing. It's just a... I just try.
Yeah, well, it's... Well, because the way contact cement works, it simply melts the plastic, right? So...
Oh, yeah.
At a certain point, laying too much down, it will just bleed off into the other areas. Now, when you're doing it as sub-assemblies, you're clearing off that point as carefully as you can. And if you do lay too much down, then, it runs out into the paint if it can. And then, what it will do is it'll end up lifting the paint from the plastic, right? Because it wants to get at the plastic. It's pretty much kind of like how... if you ran like alcohol over a paint job, and you touch it, you'll just lift it right off, right? Versus if you leave it alone for a few hours, nothing will happen.
So what do you think? Do you think it would be better to maybe put a light amount on both surfaces and let it sit for a bit so it just gets tacky, and then try to put them together?
You could, yeah. Make it work more like regular contact cement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
A little bit less liquid by the time they make contact.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not a lot of time though.
No.
What I like to do is to wet both surfaces with the glue, wait for them to melt, and then smush the melted surfaces together.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. But then once you're doing that, when you've already got paint
Yeah, I'm
on,
paying attention.
it still gets... The paint still is a casualty oftentimes.
Yeah. If the glue gets onto the paint, I've always just left it alone and just let it completely dry. Don't touch it, because it will lift off and peel and get destroyed.
So you go back and touch it up, or you just kind of like...
Oh yeah. There's definitely touch up, and there will be touch up when I assemble this guy.
Gotcha.
Because
I should do that.
Because even after
I just flooded the waist joint of my guy with glue, so now I have to redo his little hammer pouch.
Yeah, because like here, like the way I've shown it in the videos, right? I still left parts attached to the sprue. So these contact points that are just out in the open, they're not even contact points on the model. These have to get cleaned, and then color has to be reapplied. So I can't get too overly zealous in my smoothing these surfaces down, because I don't want to go beyond the workspace, right? So, yeah.
What would you say is the most sort of advanced technique you've got going on that guy there, out of all the parts that you've done?
Advanced? I don't know. I have no idea.
I think you were saying that you kind of maybe kept it a little simple for the most part, but...
It is pretty simple. I mean, I don't know. I like working on the armor was pretty straightforward. That one just went up, and the sword. I showed glazing on the sword, creating a transition on the blade, and for me personally, I've lost perspective as to what a noob technique is and an advanced technique. I mean, I just show whatever I think might be interesting or educational for anybody who is going to attempt something like this, and I try and usually show doing it in a relatively painless kind of way.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to demonstrate painting the cloth and painting 100 layers of paint, or again, I don't really know what is advanced anymore, what is basic, because they're all pretty much, they're all like, you know what I mean? Okay, like glazing, wet blending, and just layering. Well, layering and glazing are essentially the same thing. When we talk about layering, you know, oftentimes when we're talking about layering, we're just talking about like doing the edge highlighting kind of thing. But realistically, layering is the same with glazing. You're just putting a layer of paint down, letting it dry, putting another layer down, right? And so on and so forth. So glazing, it has this reputation for being this advanced technique. But really, advanced techniques are only exercises in nuance. That's all they are. Advanced dry brushing is just very nuanced dry brushing. Advanced layering is just glazing, you know? Advanced wet blending is... I don't even know what the fuck advanced wet blending is. It's just finer control. Like, I mean, it's all just nuance.
Yeah.
Like
I totally get that. I think a lot of people probably would look at it and think, at it, depending on what plateau they've reached or level they've reached, that the glazing becomes a little bit more advanced to them. But it's really just a matter of understanding the direction of your brush strokes and how thin your paints need to be to do it properly for the effect you're going for.
Right, and that's exactly it. And that's my point, is that it's all experience.
I can actually attest to this. I've discovered painting coats on my dudes that layering and glazing and blending are the same thing, mostly, because I tried to do smooth transitions, and that's what I ended up doing. All three at the same time, depending on how the paint feels.
Yeah, exactly. And it's as you become more experienced and you get a feel for your materials, you know, and that's why, like, I often recommend people don't get caught up in all of this paint and that paint, this brush, that brush, you know what I mean? Like, what is the best paint? What is the best brush? These are all relative terms, and they ultimately don't do you as a new person any good, because the one thing that is going to help you master your painting is practice and actually mastering your materials. So it really doesn't matter what paints you have or what brushes you're using, because you have to master them. And I've seen people use, you know, dollar store products, right? Cheap products to great effect. And, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, it's just mastering your materials. When you're caught up in this whole best paint and best brushes, all that does is just serve the collector bug that's in everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't do you any good. If your concern is to get good at painting, or get competent in painting, I should say. What was I going to do?
Also, I'm sorry, people who said that I should do burgundy coat. I decided to do a black one because I really like the look of black, pink, and green, with pink and green being bright. Chris, you say I should try mixing a little bit of Inky by Darkness into the black?
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to create, like, stay with a really, really dark black, yeah, take Inky by Darkness and say two little dollops of black, one dollop of Inky by Darkness, give it a mix. It'll still look very, very black, as it should, but you can begin your highlights with that. And in fact, when you mix with in a finer kind of gradient like that, you can actually push your highlights a little further out from what you normally would do for whatever surface you're working on, because you're going for that finer gradient, so you can actually push, you know, more color into the black, if that makes sense.
I just like that I can actually put pure black into recesses and have them stand out, because that's the worst part, that I wasn't sure about how to make recesses stand out in black.
Yeah. Well, if you're doing oil washes, it's a similar kind of thing too. I mean, you know, again, there's many ways to skin a cat, as it were, and painting is no different. There's many ways to an end result. A lot of people get into this whole left or right type of mentality, right or wrong, you know, and it's not like that. There's many avenues to success in this. MC Chris, I'm about to go to bed, but Sigvald is looking amazing. Paint me a bunch of custodes with that gold, my dude. No, I'm not MC. I don't know if you're still here, MC, but we're not doing that.
Based on what you've said in the past, I don't think anyone want to pay your commission fee.
No. Probably not.
I'm going to give you a number, and if you will actually take it, I'll do it.
Well, I have some of the models that I finished on the website, and that's the prices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was
When
honestly
you did a
tempted
commission?
to subscribe to the whole tier where where there is a chance to get a modal at the end of each month, but then my medical bills came in.
Yeah, well, I've been kind of lax on some of that stuff too. Yeah, but don't feel bad.
Lax on medical bills, yeah, screw those things.
Yeah, whatever, right?
Do you actually remember how long ago the last time you took a commission was?
20 years ago.
20 years.
Yeah, I did commission late 90s, early 2000. So, somewhere around that. And I didn't do it very long. I wasn't very good at it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the story. It's kind of a crap story.
I've just realized that I'm now stuck painting black from white. At least it's better than painting white from black.
Oh, what time we at here? Holy carmoles! We've been at this already for an hour 40? Damn. Here's a little sneak peek for you guys. Are you guys looking at your screens?
Yes, I'm looking.
This is Sigvald's shield.
Can look now.
Oh, wow. I like that.
There's lag in my video feed. I'm trying to get there. Ooh. That's very nice.
Yeah, so that's his shield. Still got to finish the back though.
I've seen. There's been. I don't know how many of these models they sent out to different painters, but every one of their shields looks different from everybody that's painted it, from what I've seen.
Well, yeah, everybody's gonna paint it different, right? I mean, it's not like we all get together and decide, who's doing what.
Yeah.
Although, mind you, that would be fun.
There's been quite a few freehands, and that's a good one too.
Yeah, I saw Richard Gray. He had.
Oh yeah.
He had done a freehand. I think it's a face on his. His is really nice. Oh yeah, because he cleared off the symbol. He
carved it off.
Yeah.
I was watching him. Vince Venturella interviewed him for his series, and he was like, "Yeah, I always carve the detail." He's like got all this stuff he's carved details off of.
Yeah, well, because he likes that open space, right? So he can freehand something really interesting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And do you think? Okay, so I didn't see if he said anything about this, but do you think he was going for the Fulgrim in the painting thing? Is that what he was going for?
Oh, probably, yeah. I'm not sure what his inspiration was. I mean, my inspiration wasn't really anything in particular, and once I started thinking of the color scheme, it just ended up looking like a vampire. So I just started running with the idea of that.
Yeah, I dig that. There's a lot of things about that model that reminds me of stuff like Saint Seiya and crap like that. It's like different.
I also have to say, Chris, I absolutely love your hairstyle. I always wanted to do something like this for myself.
Then do it, man.
Because I have a similar body type to you in the sense that I need to eat less, I'm sorry. And I didn't know how this sort of side shape would look on me.
Oh. Well, give it a shot. It's hair. It comes back.
Yeah, it just grows back.
It just grows back, Shave it off.
Unless you're my age and the spot on the back doesn't grow back.
Yeah, I don't think I have that problem, but...
Yeah.
It's amazing to realize that how young I am relative to the average age of a Warhammer fan. Because usually I'm pretty old, 27.
No, that's an outright age. 27? Oh man, 27. That was a long time ago for me.
Yeah.
Alrighty, fellas. Well, I can feel my brownie kicking in, so before this starts to get weird, I think we'll call it a day. We got a bit of painting done. I got some gemstones done. Got some highlights. Got the flesh. Yeah, I could probably assemble him now, and him look mostly fine, or be mostly happy with. I think.
Well, I just finished my diorama tonight, so.
Oh, did you? You sent pics?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will send pics.
Okay. Well, I'm expecting pics now.
I have nothing to send pics of for tomorrow that looks good anyway, so I'm not gonna.
Well, what the fuck? That's the whole reason I did this stream, was to drum up emails. Oh.
Are you short on emails? I can drum something up.
No, I'm fine. I was just teasing.
I'm back.
So what you're saying is don't send anything.
No. No, don't.
What's that?
Don't.
Send naked pictures?
No dick pics.
No, just pantless.
Gross.
Pantless, man.
Pantless?
Come on. Pantless. Shirt's okay. Pants are optional. Anyway, Chris, I forgot to tell you. This end of this year, everything's going fine with this pandemic. If we're like doing well. Jen and I got tickets to a concert down there, so we're gonna come visit you. Don't worry, we already have keys to your house. Still forgot to give those back. Change the locks.
Oh yeah, and that's right. Because I also owe you a model. He's still talking.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I owe you a model. You owe me a model.
Yeah.
Professor Greyjoy? No, what is it?
Greyjoy. Greyfax.
Greyfax, that's it. Oh yeah, Joy isn't part of the 40K. Forgot.
Professor.
Greyjoy, like the people from Game of Thrones who torture everyone like Elder.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, Greyjoy. Or Greyjoy are the guys that drown themselves, right? From Game of Thrones, yeah.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I read the fucking books.
Yeah, good for you.
On the fucking end. Fuck you, George R. Martin. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're coming down. It was originally supposed to play last year on my birthday, but fucking shit happened. So they rescheduled it, and they just came out. They said they're gonna do it end of this year.
Cool.
Yeah, just got that last night. I was like, I better tell Chris. Give him fair warning. Give him fair warning.
Well, thanks for the heads up.
We'll probably get a hotel, and we know how we kept you up last time. we were, ooh, gross.
I was trying to recall the gory details, but I couldn't.
No, we were just making lots of noise in the bedroom there, middle of the night, and you were like, oh, gross. Be respectful. We were just bugging you. The only time I remember last time I visited that I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. Like, because first of all, I had to climb up those stairs with the broken leg.
Yeah.
That was fine. Was after we went to that place with all the meat. What was that? Oh god, it was in such pain
Copa.
after.
Yeah.
Copa Cabana.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they just keep bringing you meat.
Yeah.
And you keep bringing you meat, and keep bringing you meat. I was like, oh, I had to lay down. It was so much pain.
Yeah, you always leave that place with the meat sweats.
It's like a Brazilian thing, right?
Yeah, Brazilian steakhouse, yeah.
Yeah. They just kept bringing you meat. It's like, oh my god, slow it down.
And more meat. Meat.
More
All right,
meat.
Chris, thanks for hosting us. It was a good chat, and I enjoyed the Sigvald,
Yeah.
Prince of the Guild.
I even forgot I was still streaming.
Are you streaming?
Yeah.
Like on the
The things?
internet there?
Yeah, the internets? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, don't let
Yeah,
the brownie
I'm
take you too
streaming
far.
from my butt.
Yeah, oh, you're harshing on my buzz right now, bud.
Good night, you guys.
Night.
Wait.
Later.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I crashing the party?
No.
Am I that fifth wheel?
No. I'm ending the stream now though. And
Oh.
and I'm just saying good night to Killer Whale, Lewis, and you, and everybody else that tuned in.
But me? No. Come on, I just got here. The party's just started.
No, no.
Go another hour.
Fuck that. I'll be talking all sorts of crazy crap.
Yeah, that's right. That's the Chris I know.
Yeah. No. We can't let that Chris out.
I'd lock him up a long time ago.
Yeah, I locked him up.
As part of the court settlement.
Yeah, I locked that demon away a long time ago.
As part of the court settlement.
I swore never to let him out.
Is that the one that wears the the empty box, the empty beer case on his head?
Yeah. No, sometimes he shows up.
Really... Go ahead.
No, sometimes he does show up, though.
Well, this December he better.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for the evening, but I have to sign off here.
Okay, later,
I
dude.
need some working space, and my desk is very small.
Okay. Later. Alex, you joined at the right time. I'm stopping the stream now.
Oh,
Oh, God damn it.
okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I came in the wrong time too, I guess.
Yeah.
Or wait a sec. I joined him and he's like, I'm ending the stream. He's like, wait a sec. That's pretty convenient.
That sounds familiar.
Call up Chris. Hey, Chris, what you doing? Oh, I'm ending this phone call. How are you? Like, what?
He doesn't love us.
No, he loves us. He loves us too much. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Are you going to be doing a thing tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be on at my normal time tomorrow.
I'll try to be up. It's hard because I work tomorrow night too.
Well, don't kill yourself.
Yeah,
man.
I'll try to get on and drop some.
Drop the soap.
Some of that fucking Gim knowledge. Gim ignorance. And then move on. You know, shit in your bed and go somewhere else.
Nice.
All right.
Classy friends I have.
That's right, man. We're all from the Sioux. I'm from a place called Gully River.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
How classy can you get?
Yeah.
Skidoo jackets are in style still there. They have been in style since 1970.
Yeah, we could go right now and they'd probably still be rocking them.
They still be rocking them. Mullets and skidoo jackets today. Yeah, man, you gotta smoke.
Yeah.
You want some
Sounds about
beer?
right,
You want
the
some beer?
region
You want some
is
smoke? It's Gully River. Fuck, that's not even the Sioux. That's north of the Sioux.
Yo,
The Sioux doesn't want to claim it.
Capsule.
The Sioux doesn't want to claim it. The Sioux's like,
Gim, I'm
up
still
there.
streaming, you know.
Oh, am I?
Are you? No, I am.
Oh, I'm gonna have what? Sault Ste. Marie's gonna be coming after. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
So
Oh, my
worried.
prodigal son, come back to the Sioux. We need you. He's on our drive-thru at Tim Hortons. Oh no! All right, let's go. Bye.
Alrighty.